Hey, Ebony, can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, I can hear
On-
you. I'm just having like laptop issues with my Wi-Fi, so I'm trying to get that up while I'm on the phone because the phone is
Okay.
very hard to see what's going on.
Yeah, no worries. I'm trying to find a property here just to call.
Okay, great. Is it just us
So
so far, or there's more people
yeah,
coming?
yeah, just us for now.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
All
what I'll
right.
do is maybe go look while I'm looking. Look for 3 or 4 properties. You know, days on market. You can go Zillow or PropStream, whatever you want to do.
Okay. If I can
Look
get
at
this laptop going, that'd be
okay,
great.
yeah. You could do it on your phone. You could do it on your phone as well too. So, 90 days or up. You know, on
All right,
market.
I'll try. All right, thanks. What area? I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just for practice anyways.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, think about the time difference though, so maybe somewhere on the West Coast or except for California.
Okay. Well, I'm on the East Coast, so I don't know what the math is anymore. I got to figure that
Yeah,
one
just
out.
it's 5 hours back or 3 no, I'm sorry, 3 or 4 hours back.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, you have reached Patricia Beck with Remax Properties. I am currently unavailable. Please leave a voicemail and I will get back with you as soon as I am able. Thank you.
Hey, Patricia, this is Arnie Newton. I'm looking for the listing agent for 10653 Traders Parkway in Fountain, Colorado. I'm definitely interested in the property if it's still available. Please call me back at 501-301-4472 or 808-348-7012. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is Christine.
Hey, how you doing, Christine? This is Arnie Newton.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So I'm looking at a Zillow listing. I believe you're the listing agent on it. 1817 Final View Alley.
Yes,
Okay, is that still available?
it is.
Okay. Um, so I'm looking at the pictures. I mean, the pictures look really good. Flooring looks amazing. I love that flooring, by the way. I do a lot of fix and
That's
flips, and that flooring is beautiful because it has some like dark and light tone colors to it. It's beautiful.
that vinyl plank is practically indestructible.
I love it. That's the only thing I use. I don't use laminate anymore. So especially for
I
rentals.
believe it.
So
Completely worth it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything looks good. You think it's because the interest rates why it's not being sold, or is there
I
any other
think
issues?
my folks wanted to go ahead and list it right after Christmas,
Okay.
even though I told them that, people really didn't have their heads in the game yet,
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted to go ahead.
Sure.
And so that's part of it. We've had a little bit more traction this last week. We had 3 showings
Nice.
this last week. We are, we have 5 military installations here, and so we're just really now starting to gear up for PCS season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that has something to do with it as well, because it's equally convenient to Peterson Space Force Base as well as Fort Carson.
Yep. Yeah, that's.
So that neighborhood,
I definitely. I'm sorry. There's a little bit of delay in the phone call. I apologize. I don't mean to talk over you. Yeah, go ahead, Christine. What were you saying?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that. I think there was a little bit of a delay, but so we're seeing those views on it start to ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of it was coming into the seasonality. Rates are making folks a little bit more gun shy.
Sure. That's going to be the new standard for a while.
Indeed.
Yeah, I know the Fed just raised it a quarter basis points on the 22nd.
They did.
And they're probably going to raise another quarter probably in May if the inflation doesn't slow down.
Yeah.
But
our in-house lender warned us last week
mm-hmm.
and said, now's the time to lock.
Exactly. I mean, they've got 2-1 buy down programs, right? I mean, 3-1, 2-1, and all that. So, Yeah,
some of them are offering permanent now.
That's good. The lenders that are willing to pivot, those are the ones that are going to succeed.
Absolutely.
But they're in the business of making money. When they're borrowing from other banks at prime rate. They can't go really below prime rate too much.
Indeed.
So. But anyways, yeah, the reason why I was calling you is I definitely like the area. I did 20 years Air Force, so I understand the military side. I love military tenants. Most of my properties are rented by military. So
the neighborhood attracts quite a few military families.
Yeah.
Largely because it's low maintenance. It's a
Sure.
mixed neighborhood. So there are some townhomes. There are some paired homes. In fact, there's a paired one that's getting ready to go live. I was actually talking to the owner about it. I think in about a week or so, she's going to go live with it. But there are also some single family homes, but again, low maintenance. So
Right.
the HOA takes care of the landscaping.
Okay.
So that's part of the appeal
Mhm.
to a lot of military families. My folks are active duty.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, VA loan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I was looking at the picture. There's a garage. So is that a separate? Oh, I see. Never mind. I see it. That's kind of cool. Very unique. So they have their own
It's
little
a two-car
garage.
garage in the back.
The backside. Oh, okay. Very cool. Very
And
cool.
then the front side opens up as you walk out. There's a couple of pockets of open space
Mhm.
in the neighborhood. And this opens up to one of the pockets of open space. So it opens up to you walk out the front door, look right, there's the big playground.
Yep, I see that.
And look left, and there's the clubhouse.
Yep. What's the HOA fees right now?
$175 a month.
Okay. And that includes all the
that's,
maintenance, right?
Snow, trash. It's common area maintenance, snow, trash removal, and also, let's see, snow, trash, landscaping. They also take care of all the landscaping.
Okay. What do you think this will rent for right now, as is?
Let's see. It's just over 1,600 square feet. Let me take a quick look at something.
So it shows on here about 2,080 or so.
I think that's reasonable.
Mhm.
As you know, rents have been going up here, commensurate with prices,
Mm-hmm.
especially as we're coming into the seasonality of PCS season.
Right.
Let me take a quick look. Yeah, I think my last calculation was, I think top end was 2,100.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because
Rates will go up.
because of those HOA fees.
Yeah. What's BH for like a staff sergeant out there right now? Do you know?
Let me see here.
Like E5.
They just raised it. Yeah, they just raised it this year. So I've actually got a table here. Bear with me for a second. I'll pull it up.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I'm sure I could pull it up too, but I just figured that you might want to, you might know that.
Let's do an E4 with dependents is $2,007
Okay.
a month.
Yeah, so that's right about where we're kind of targeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
An E5. Let's see. An E5, which is $21.39 a month.
Okay, so perfect. Yeah, so right around 2,000 or
Right
so.
at that sweet spot.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's part of the reason for the appeal
Yeah.
of the neighborhood.
Sure.
And they're relatively new. The townhome is a 2018 build.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, it looks really good. You know, I honestly, you know, if this was a year and a half ago, this would already been sold already. I mean, I think we both probably can understand that.
Agreed. Yes.
You know, it is what it is, right? I mean, it literally drops the payment $500. You know,
It does.
you know, I ran the numbers on a 6% and 3% note. You know, it's crazy. But anyways, so how long you been in doing real estate, Christine?
Going into my 4th year.
Okay, that's good. That's awesome.
So I was in the nonprofit sector before. I was in nonprofit fund development.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Do you own a lot of investment properties yourself over here?
I don't.
Okay.
A lot of my colleagues do.
Yeah. I mean, you know, for me, I buy a lot of properties on creative finance. You know, I actually train some of my realtors here. I don't know if I told you. So I'm actually in Arkansas. I apologize. I don't think I told you
Okay.
that. So I was stationed over here in Jacksonville, Arkansas, as my last duty station. Retired in 2020. So, but I love.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I love. And honestly, I was thinking about moving, but you know, I was like, you know, Arkansas is such a affordable place. You know, this house right here, like I'm looking at 1817 final view. You know, that house, same house here is probably like $150,000. You
I
know,
get it. Yeah.
120
We
maybe.
got here 12 years ago from Germany.
Okay. Oh, so you're military as well.
Mhm.
Awesome. Very cool. So your husband's Air Force?
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, a lot of my realtors here, you know, they buy a lot of properties on creative finance as well. I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls on creative finance on this deal. I'm probably at the 150th today. Am I right or wrong?
No, but I've had about 15 investors call me.
In today or?
No, not today.
I'm surprised. It's a weekend, so they're, you know, surprised. So, is it because, I mean, I'm sure those offers are very similar to what I'm going to say to you, but is there a reason why they didn't take it? Is because they don't have any credibility, or what do you think?
Well, they've owned it for a year.
Okay.
Still active duty. They're going to Fort Bliss.
Okay.
And they have not been interested in a subject to sale or an assumption at this point.
Okay. It's because they just don't trust the person?
Not that. It just, one, she doesn't want to tie up her eligibility. And they just, they're not interested in the risk at this point.
Sure. So two things there. You know, their eligibility doesn't get, I mean, it does take away their, you know, part of their entitlement, right? Not their eligibility.
Correct.
Their entitlement. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know, I've got two VA loans before. It just is based off, you know, that formula.
Sure.
Right. So,
Sure.
so that's number one. It depends on where they're going.
Correct.
So that's number one. So number two is, you know, so are they worried about the investor not making a payment and hurting their credit? Is that kind of the biggest issue?
That's one of them.
Okay.
But yes, they just, you know, they've only owned it for a year, you know, so they want to max out that purchase price as much as humanly possible for only owning it a year.
Yeah. And that, you know, creative finance, that's the way to go for really the only way to do it right now. You know, especially if there's no offers. I mean, they're gonna lowball the offer, number one, probably offer some type of contingency too, right? Or ask for some type of contingency. And then number three is the commissions are gonna come out of their cut.
Right.
So with me, you know, and I'm sure the 150 other people that told you the same thing, they're probably all Pace Morby students as well, you know, but you know, there's you know, I'm paying your commission separately, all the closing costs separately. The difference between I'm just gonna guess here, and I would say probably 90% of those phone calls are probably wholesalers, right? And the other
Yes.
10% are actually, you know, creative financing investors, and maybe
Mhm.
2% of those actually own properties themselves, and
Right.
maybe 1% of them actually own subject to properties. I'm just saying, just if I had to guess, because not everybody. I mean,
That's probably pretty accurate.
I'm dead serious. You know, I own multiple, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you my credibility packet. Be honest. How many people of all those people? How many people sent credibility packet? I'm just curious. If we don't do the deal, I'm just curious.
I think I've gotten 5 or 6
Okay.
so far.
I mean, is it just like a LOI, or is it actual full credibility packet that shows all the properties they bought recently?
Mostly LOI.
Yeah. See, there it is. I knew it. You know. So yeah, I'm not. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. You know, these guys are.
First rodeo.
Yeah, these guys are. I knew it. So
I
what?
know, you know how they operate.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send you my credibility packet, my full credibility packet. I'm also going to send you a realtor information packet I created. It's like a 20-page packet that talks specifically on creative financing. But additionally, I also do a lot of short sales as well. So there's going to be a lot of short sale information there. You know, properties that we bought on creative finance, actual examples, right? And you know, some links to videos.
Understood.
So
yeah, and I'm an SFR. So yeah.
What now?
I am actually an SFR. So short sale foreclosure resource.
Oh my gosh! See, I told you, no matter what, this is a win for me. I love short sales.
In fact, one of my recent sales in Pikes Peak Panorama was
I freaking love short sales.
Was in the middle of the process.
You know, you'll see on my credibility packet, it says Mr. Short Sale on there. I was never given. I never. So it's funny because I've been doing short sales for 2.5 years now, and I've been trying to find. I was always trying to find some type of name for myself, right? A catchy name like Short Sale King. That's like, oh, that's already taken, right? And then it's one of my guys, my good friends, investors. He's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Short Sale," because you know. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's it."
And it stuck.
There it is, Mr. Short Sale, simple, sweet, right? So I kept that. You know, I should trademark that thing. Yep. But yeah, so I do a lot, and it's funny. So I do not negotiate. You know, obviously I negotiate it, but the difference between me and everyone else is I actually negotiate it, and then I actually buy it. So my DBA of my company negotiates the deal, and then my LLC actually buys it.
Okay.
So it's a very unique transaction, but I do a lot of short sales. It's going to be a lot bigger now. I would assume in the next couple of years. You know, a lot more people. I've seen an increase in short sales,
depending on when they bought it.
Exactly. So, I mean,
yep.
Especially
during the insane time.
Yeah, well, you know how it is, right? When economy kind of, you know, drops down, crime goes up, you know, and unemployment goes up, right? In a recession, obviously, and so that's perfect for, you know, for people who know how to do short sales. And it's funny.
The interesting thing is our properties here are still appreciating about 6% year over year.
Yeah. Because it's a hot area.
It puts us in a really interesting place.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
And having 5 military installations here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's a great area. Because here's the thing, because
they're all gaining personnel. So.
Yeah, everybody from California is buying out there, right? And they're always. And here's the thing, you know, this is what I tell my realtors. That, you know, because a lot of these realtors, they, you know, what happens is they pay $1,200 to get their license, right? They got to get a 74% pass rate, right? And then they get a license. And so a lot of these realtors don't understand it really on day one. They have to have constant on the job training or continual training, right? And what I tell them is like, listen, you know, there'll always be a demand. I mean, people are going to want houses, but if you can't qualify, you can't qualify. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You know, there'll always be a demand there. You know, the good thing about that area is the military always pays.
Yes.
Right. And so, but anyways, I mean, I could talk real estate all day, and I know I don't want to take more of your time. It's Sunday night. You're trying to get ready for the phone calls because you probably get another 5 phone calls from investors that with no credibility packets. So what I would probably say is next time.
That'll probably be tomorrow.
No, I'm serious. This is what I would tell them next call. It's like, hey, I just want to, before we continue on here, do you have a credit buddy packet? Just ask them that. Like, not LOI, do you have a credit buddy packet? If they say
Right.
no, I'd say, yeah, just send me your credit buddy packet, and then we can talk after. And I promise you, they're not
I
going to call back.
typically do anyway, because
Yeah.
they're not going to hammer that out.
Yeah, why waste your time?
They're
Number
gonna hammer
one,
that out over the phone.
Yeah.
So,
like even if they, to be honest with you, there's probably other investors that have better pitches than me. You know what I mean? Right? Let's be honest, right? But I'm serious, right?
hey,
But
it's not, hey, it's not a pitch if you can back it up.
yeah, because I don't build rapport by talking about dogs and cats. I build rapport by showing my credibility packet and have deals I close, right? How can I solve
Fair
this
enough.
seller's problem? So anyway, so I'm basically gonna do the same pitch as them, and I'll send you my LOI as well. Okay. But what the LOI is gonna say, it's gonna subject to, I work with a lot of military guys. You can talk to my title company and all that. I'm gonna pay your full commission separately, whatever that is. Okay. I'm not on Colorado Springs, but 3% on the listing side.
We did 3 on each end. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So 3%, it'll be separate. I'll be paying it separately. And then they do have some equity here. And then it's
They
not
do. They
like-
paid $335 for it.
yeah, so about 40,000 in equity. Yeah, so that's very, very reasonable. We can always work at terms on that. I love that. And to be honest, what I really, really love about, I don't care about the purchase price per se. What I really, really love is their 2.9% interest rate.
Absolutely.
Because you know why? Because the mortgage payment it's still, even with after tax insurance, I could still cash flow around $300-400 a month.
Sure.
So that's what I love about this. So if you can talk to your sellers after, I send it to you and say, hey, what if, the buyer is willing to pay a little bit above asking, right?
hmm
If you guys are willing to do creative finance, and just let them know I'm military and I can show you, a couple of properties I still own. They're owned by military still. The note mortgage owned by the military member, right? But I own the deed. So,
Okay.
but
I will certainly share it with them.
okay. So yeah, so the lesson for you today is don't talk to anybody without a credibility packet. No, what's your email address, Christine?
My email address is
Okay.
c.white
Yes, ma'am.
at erashields.com.
Okay, can you repeat after at?
Oh, at ERA
Okay.
Shields, SHIELDS.com.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so C like Charlie White
Correct.
at erashields.com.
Yes.
Very cool. All right. So I'll send it to you. Just check your spam too. For some reason, sometimes it goes to spam. It's actual .com web email, but for some reason I don't know why it does do that. But I'll send you my LOI, my credibility packet, and then an information packet. And then if it's okay, maybe in a couple of days, I'll put in my CRM to follow up and see if you have any questions. And then if you don't, then I would say just present to a seller and let them know like this guy is actually legit. And I'm absolutely open to talk to our title company with you guys, our attorney, whatever you guys want to do to make you guys feel better. One thing I do like to add, I don't know if the other investors are going to tell you this, but so we're going to do a quick claim deed. I do that, especially since he's military. I don't want to screw him over, number one, because he got a security clearance it's continuing now. So it's not like every 10 years. So they can,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that.
It's actually her.
It's her.
actually
Okay.
Andy.
Gotcha.
And she's a sergeant.
Okay. Perfect. So
So that aims it right at that sweet spot, that she's an E5. So.
Perfect. And so what I'm going to do though is I'm going to do a quick claim deed. We'll pre-sign it, and we'll have your title company hold it wherever you guys feel comfortable to do. Okay. And then after 21 days, if I for some reason I just don't make a payment on it, you guys get the house back without having to foreclose. Keep the down payment, whatever we agree on. That's the protection that for the non-payment.
Right.
Some people will go 30 days. It doesn't make sense. Why would you go 30 days and then you're going to get a hit after 30 days? So I like to go before that, just in case. That way you guys still make payment, not get on it. So, but it's all going to be in the LOI. It's all going to be in the LOI and the credibility packet. I just wanted to let you know in front.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, awesome, Christine. Yeah, it's always fun. I can talk real estate all day, so you better hang up on me.
Me too.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye now.
Hey, Ernie. So what if I don't have a credibility packet? I'm
Did you hear
new.
did you hear the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
How'd you like that call?
Um, it was great, except I don't have those credentials yet. So what do I do?
You got a partner. You got a
Yeah,
partner with
that's
somebody that
true.
has credibility
That's true. That's true.
until you get to
Um,
that point, right?
yep.
Do you see what I did there? What else
I
did you
would
take from that phone call?
the report.
I already knew there's like 30 million other investors
Right.
that are gonna call her. I mean, it's probably majority of them are probably Pay students or Jamil students. Okay. But I know personally that I'm different than them because not one of them, and I made her say that, right? Not one of them had a credibility packet. There's a difference between an LOI and a credibility packet. Okay.
Yes. Letter of intent and credibility. Yep.
Now, letter of intent may have some properties that they had, yes, right? But a credibility packet talks about me. They don't care about what. Okay, great, you bought some properties, but they want to know is the person that's buying the property. Who is Arnie Newton? What is his company about? Right? In my credibility packet, it talks about all that, of course, right? But it also has information on my attorney, has information on my title company. It shows how I select contractors. It has my business model. Okay. And it has a list of all the properties I bought recently on subject to or short sales. Talks about how I fund properties. Has all that. It has my community involvement, what I do as a company, how I help the community. Okay. It shows that I spent the time to create a product like that. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. It sets you apart so she can know who you are.
Yep. And that's called scorched earth because I want her to know like you're probably going to get 20 million more phone calls about this. But I told her, and I did on purpose. I said, if they do not have a credibility packet, I recommend don't even continue talking to them.
Yeah, I caught that.
Okay.
I did. I caught that. It stood out to me. It's like, oh, damn. Okay.
And they may be credible. Okay. But I want to show them, this is a business for me. Okay. I just don't send a email. I took the time to, number one, tell about my company, but also to educate them because in that information packet, it talks about creative financing, how I can help real estate agents, objections that from other sellers, has all that stuff. And I think we talked about that on last call. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. I actually changed it. I actually added some more stuff in there. Some good stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's the stuff that's going to separate me from everyone else. And then I also highlighted that I was also military.
Yes, I do remember that with the VA loans and stuff like that. They always pay.
Mm-hmm. I want her to know that I retired from the Air Force. Okay. This is just a military thing, right? Most military, they trust other military folks, especially a retired military guy. Okay.
Makes sense.
It's the credibility side. So, I press the credibility packet. I press as a military. I press I also buy properties, creatively. Okay. I complimented her, the photos, the pictures, right?
Yes, the floors
Okay.
right out the gate.
Yep.
You love those floors.
But I already, what I did, after I did that, I said, basically, do you think it's because interest? I already know the answer. Okay, but I want her to say yes. I want her to say that's right. She didn't say it though. Good. But after a while, she said, "Yeah, the interest rates are definitely a factor on it, right?" And it's only going to get worse. So she knows that the Fed went up quarter basis points on the 22nd of March, and it's probably going to go another quarter basis points in May. Okay, so if anything, it's going to get worse or stay the same. It's not going to get any better. Interest rates are not going back down dramatically. Okay. So if anything, this is like I said, this is 92 days. This is 3 months on market. Okay. It's probably going to sit at another 30 days. Okay. That's going to put her 120 days or so. I don't know what her listing agreement is, but it's probably going to be close to 4 months, 5 months.
Right. And I recall you going over how she'd get paid and how you go about that. You alluded to that a little.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jen, how are you doing? So I'm helping Jen right now with a property up in, I think, was it Wisconsin? So we just stopped a foreclosure up there. Jen did an amazing job on that. So good on her. So we're working still working that issue with a current buyer on that deal. He's kind of a shady character. So we're working kind of guiding her through that process. So hopefully we hear something tomorrow. Good to see you, Jen.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I'm happy I got on, but I wasn't. I didn't know in advance. But I have to go pick up my kid in like 10, 15 minutes. So I'm not
Okay.
going to be able to stay on too long.
Okay.
Or if I do, I could just listen, but not like participate because I gotta go do
Yeah.
mommy duties right now. Pick him up from his dad's.
So you got to leave right now?
I'm gonna leave in like 8 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no worries. We'll just get on the call next time. No worries.
Yeah, I wanted to be consistent. I know I was on last week and I'm like, okay, when I saw the post, I was like, I got to get on. I just stop everything and just get on right now.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, I'm glad. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Thanks
No,
for
I
the support.
appreciate you doing this. I really do. It's a total asset, especially for me anyway. I can only speak for myself, but
Hey, keep
yeah.
at it. Practice, and just connect with other investors that are credible, right? And then learn from them, and then just surround yourself with other like-minded newbies as well. They're going to motivate you, right?
Right.
But being around credited investors, professional investors, they're going to bring you to the next level. They're the ones that are going to guide you to the right path. The new folks are going to motivate you, right? Because you're all hungry. We all been there, just hungry as hell, ready for that first deal, right? You guys are
Yeah.
so close. So you need that motivation because it can be very, very trying sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, every call is different. There could be a literally one mistake on a phone call could kill the deal, right? And that could be very demoralizing for some people, right? So being consistent, having a method, having a process, and then also having people around you like this, right? Put you in an uncomfortable position to make calls, and then as long as you're okay with just laughing about your mistakes, just learn from it and get better on the next call.
Well, that's exactly why I also jumped on. It's, for many reasons, clearly, to get out my comfort zone. It's very easy to say, well, make up excuses or whatever. And it's just like, nope, now you're just out of excuses. You're not at work, do what you can. What can I do?
Yeah.
Do what you can when I can and just be consistent on it, whether it's a slower pace or not, you know?
Yeah, understand. So yeah, keep at it. If you got to go ahead. You can get off and all that.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely
try.
was trying
I
to
don't.
get out my comfort zone.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just everybody has their own really your dominant avatar, right? But
Hmm.
that does not make you just stay at that avatar. Okay, you just don't say, "Oh, I'm not a visionary, so I'm an integrator. I'm just gonna accept that and not do anything visionary stuff." You know, for me, I'm an integrator by trade. You know, that's my dominant personality. But um, I have to get used to doing visionary things. I got a call here. Hello?
Hi, Ernie. It's Patricia Beck giving you a call back regarding Traders Parkway.
Yes. Give me a second here. I'm actually grabbing something out of the house here. What's the address? I just called 3 realtors. What's the address? I'm gonna pull it up.
It's 10653 Traders Parkway.
Oh, yeah.
I am the listing agent on that property. That's correct.
Okay, awesome. And then your first name?
Patricia Beck.
Patricia, that's right. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get back to my computer. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
And thank you for spending your time with me on a Sunday night.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Or Sunday afternoon, should I say. Give me 1 second here. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this one. This is that 2-story, the beautiful house. Beautiful
Really
house.
lovely.
I love this
Yeah,
house.
The biggest complaint, the reason it's still on the market
Interest rates?
is, well, I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
A big reason why is the buyers that love this house
Okay.
all have jobs in northern Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And they've all just said, we're trying it out. We don't want to do the commute. So that's the biggest thing. My client works at Peterson Air Force Base, and
Oh,
he's
great.
Air Force, so he'll be retiring and relocating. Otherwise, he wouldn't sell. He loves the neighborhood, loves the house.
Well, he can join me. I live in Arkansas. I retired Air Force myself in 2020. He can join me over here.
Awesome. He's actually going to Texas.
Okay, good.
You have a Hawaii number, so I didn't know.
Well, I was stationed at Hickam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my wife is from Lanai. Yeah.
We have one. Oh, awesome.
Isn't
Okay.
that cool?
I have one set of buyers that really want the house, but
Okay.
their big debate right now is if they're going to live in Colorado or go to Hawaii. If they move to Hawaii, they're not going to buy here. And they are in limbo. Your agent has told me, but if they remain in Colorado, they will definitely offer on the house. So other than that, I don't have any offers currently.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy, Patricia. Literally a year and a half ago, this house would probably have had like 30 offers.
Yes, that's correct.
Over
It
asking.
would've been gone in a weekend. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, it would have been gone before you even put the pen on paper.
That's right. So, are you looking to come back here, Ernie? Or?
No, I'm actually buying out there because I missed an opportunity to buy a property on Creative Finance over there.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a property that somebody got under contract in Fountain, and it was going to cost me $25,000 to do it, and I just waited 1 day late, and I couldn't do it.
Oh shoot.
I know. But the good thing is I was looking at Fountain, and I was like, oh my God, this area is nice.
It
It's
is.
a beautiful, beautiful area. I've been to Junction, Colorado, a couple years.
Yeah.
Grand Junction, yeah, that's a beautiful area too. But I love this area because the Army post is out there. I think, right?
Yes, it's close to. So this property is close to Fort Carson.
Yep.
And to Peterson Air Force Base.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's I have a lot of properties I have here that I bought on Creative Finance, and most of the people that live there are military. So
okay.
Yeah, I only buy properties around military installations.
Yeah, and I would say Ventana, where this property is, does have a lot of military families in it.
Okay.
Just because it is in Fountain and close to those two bases.
Okay.
It also has a clubhouse that will work out in. I guess like that, and I helped my client purchase it. He built the property, so he's the original owner.
Oh, very cool.
It does back to the railroad tracks. I had one person not offer based on that, but I have a video I can text you where you can hear the tracks, like hear the train, and it's really not loud. They can't.
Well, for me, I don't care.
Sound the horn.
For me,
are you going to rent it?
yeah, yeah. This is going to be an investment
it won't
property.
be an issue for renters either.
Yeah.
My client lives there, and he said, Patricia, it's fine.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you want to be honest?
Anyway.
So I love, obviously I love the house. I mean, the pictures, you did a great job on the pictures. I mean, this is a house that I would live in personally. This is actually better looking than my house, to be honest. You know, but I paid probably like a third of it because I'm in Arkansas.
Right, Arkansas is different.
Yeah, very, very true, very true. I mean, it's honestly like it's similar, like the trees and all that, but the pricing is 3 times higher.
Yeah, I have family in Arkansas.
Oh, really? Cool.
I know it's a lot cheaper.
Northwest Arkansas?
They're all, I don't know all the areas. Some are the ones that just visited us. They're on 40 acres, just
very cool.
I think south of Little Rock.
Okay, yeah.
Little Rock, like 20, 30 minutes. And then we have family like that has farmland there. Some in Monette. I mean, we have them in a lot of places in Arkansas.
Yeah.
But I've never been there. It's through my husband's family.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I assume you're an investor, so
yes.
I guess why don't you go ahead and cut some.
So I mean, I probably don't need to tell you because you're probably getting like 300 phone calls a day about creative finance. So you probably learn all about it just from all the phone calls, I'm sure.
Well, and I'm not getting a lot of creative finance calls on this one, so I don't know. I would say with this one, what are your thoughts on it? Where are you going?
Okay. So number one, I'm going to send you my credibility packet. It has all of my company info, properties I've bought in creative finance, and another information sheet and a letter of intent to buy this. Okay. So that's number one. I just want to let you know I'm going to do that. So here's what I do. Okay. And I'm sure the other creative investors, are very similar. I think the difference between me and them, and I'm just guessing because I've done this for a while, is they probably have not, they probably only have one investment property that's bought on creative finance. I have multiple of these. And to be honest with you, majority of my properties that I bought on subject to are from military. Because military members, they PCS, they don't want to be a landlord. They buy it on a VA loan, right? Everything's rolled into the mortgage, right? And after 3-4 years, they move and they don't have no equity. Right. This one has equity. This has a lot of equity. Okay.
Yeah, and my guy's going to use the money from this one to get into another home.
Sure.
So like if you were to offer, it would just be a clean, straight up offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would close in like 30 days, 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we would do. Right. For sure.
And that's the best scenario for you guys. Right. But let's, and I'm just going to be upfront with you. You could tell if I'm wrong here, but the chance of that happening where they're going to get a full asking price with no contingencies is probably going to be very, very uncommon, especially with the interest rates going up higher.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Because right now I have 7 listings.
Okay.
And they're all but 2 are under contract. And I have 2 more coming. And like the one today, they've received multiple offers.
Okay. At this price point?
No, it's just a little bit lower.
Yeah.
And then my other one's non-contingent as well. Right. So it's hard to say.
What do you think I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just because I am so tight on, what are your thoughts? So are you thinking of submitting an offer on this? And would it just be like on our contract or? Yeah, so we would use your contracts, number one. Okay. But I'm going to submit a creative financing offer. It won't be a traditional offer. Okay. So what we're going to do is we would offer the full price, asking price of $522, right? And what is your commissions? 3%? We're actually at 510. The property is listed at 510. Oh, 510. Okay. Well, I don't care about paying 522. On my sheet, it shows 522.
So
Okay.
the purchase price doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. As you know, as a creative financing investor, what we care about is the cash flow, right? What I'm in love with is the 3.2% that he has currently on his mortgage.
Right, for the assumability.
Yeah, I'm not assuming it now. I'm taking it subject to.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the difference is this, when I assume it, I'm requalifying, right? If I requalify it, you know, that doesn't make sense for me to do that. I don't want a $510,000 loan debt on my name when I can buy subject to infinite amount of times. Does that make sense?
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
so
mhm.
with that being said, so I would take over the mortgage subject to at, you know, and I think his payments are around 1,700. You know,
Mhm.
after insurance and tax, probably around 2,000, I would say, per month.
Mhm.
So I'm showing the rentals about 2,500. Is that kind of what you're showing on your end?
I haven't checked recently.
Okay, yeah,
It's probably a little lower.
probably a little lower than that. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So to be honest, if it's a little lower net, this is where you know, if somebody's going to finance it traditionally, I mean, their mortgage payment at even 5.5%, 6%, it's going to be way higher than the rental.
Right.
So, but so in my offer, it makes more sense because I have some money there to cash flow. I think the question would be is like, how are we going to pay him his equity? Right? We're going to pay his
Right.
full equity, which is about $160,000 at 522 or 510, you know, 150, basically $150,000 in equity. So what we normally do in our industry, we call it a hybrid deal, where we take over the mortgage subject to, and then pay his equity as a seller financing. So we basically make another payment to him for his equity. Does that make sense?
So I don't know if he'll go for that because
Sure.
he needs to sell it to open up his eligibility, like his entitlement amount. So it's tied up right now.
Yeah. So I don't know if we discussed it before. So the entitlement, he can still get another VA loan on his entitlement. You're not stuck on one loan. You got to do the
That's correct, but
formula.
they still could have a limit on how much they could get on the next house
Sure.
because of the amount tied up on this
Yep.
house.
And if is he thinking about retire? Is he going to Texas? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's even better for him, right? So now if he was moving to California, Hawaii, that might be a little more difficult, maybe.
Right.
But
right.
if he's going to Texas, you know, he doesn't need as much as you know, of entitlement.
Right. I think he will for where he's going. But I would say, Ernie, go ahead and email me that information. I'll relay it to the seller.
Okay.
And then that way he could read through it and
Yes,
make
ma'am.
a decision.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to want to sell it clean.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, I've known him for a long time.
For sure. And honestly,
yeah.
I'm sorry, there's a little delay. I don't mean to talk over you. My apologies.
Oh,
Patricia.
no problem. No problem.
I am in Arkansas, so I apologize. We don't have the best reception here. It's a beautiful area, but the internet service sucks.
Yeah, no problem.
So what I was gonna say is, you know, he can sell it, right? You can sell it for a traditional offer. It's just gonna be way less than what you're asking, right? I mean the comps right now I'm sure the comps, if an appraiser went out there right now, he would probably comp it around 510, right? But that doesn't mean that's what the house is worth. I mean, what the house is worth is what a buyer is willing to pay for it, or what the market dictates, which is the interest rates. Okay.
Right.
So is it really worth 510 right now? Probably not, right? Because if it was, it would already been sold already, right? Mm-hmm. With our offer, we're going to be paying more than what it's worth right now. Technically, let's be honest, right? We're going to pay. I'm willing to pay 522 on my system. It says 522,904. I will pay 522,904 or whatever the actual value is. What I care about is my cash flow. So we just got to work the terms on the equity. Okay. So he's probably going to get another VA loan, I'm assuming, right? So he doesn't need any down payment if he's going to use a VA loan. Am I wrong?
I don't know what his plans are, but you still can put down and then lower your monthly payment.
Sure.
So I actually can't speak on that.
Yeah, right. Sure. I understand. What I'm just telling you, general, right? If technically, if he want to get a VA loan, he doesn't have to put any money down. So that being said, we just don't do this for free. He's going to want some time to skin in the game. He's going to want a down payment on the equity, right? So, and I'm okay. Of course, we'll talk about that, you know. But the first conversation is number one is he open to it, right?
Exactly.
He wants to know that a credible person is going to make his payments on time, right? He wants to know if, you know, a quick claim deed is going to be created, you know, that in case I don't make a payment after 21 days, he gets the house back without having to foreclose. This is what I do with my title companies.
I will check with him, but I think he's not going to go for it, just
Okay.
to be honest.
Yeah, no problem.
But go ahead and email me.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So what's
Awesome.
what is your email address?
My email is actually I'm going to text it to this
Okay,
number
perfect.
because it's long, and then you have it. Awesome, Ernie. Thank you
Trisha,
so much for your time.
Hey, I
Have a
love
great
talking real
day.
estate. At the end of the day, I love talking real estate, and I appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was a fun call. Let's go back to these text messages here, or not text messages, comments. So Jennifer, yeah, so we actually stopped 2 foreclosures recently. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, what's up, Rich? How you doing? Thanks for getting on. How's business with you? What do they call it? Arkansas. Yeah, you're right. Arkansas. Awesome. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was a good call. You know, it's funny. It's just all the realtors say the same exact thing. Seller's not interested. Well, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's not going to get sold for 510. I mean, it's been on the market for shoot, how long now? Let's see. 150 days. And she thinks it's going to sell for 510? Yeah, right. Makes no sense. You know, they just pray that someone's gonna fall in love with it and pay full asking price. Come on now. There's no offers, been on 149 days. They're gonna give him a low ball offer. And then they're gonna, after commissions, all that, that's even more of a cut on the price. So I mean, after everything's said and done, he might get half of the equity that it shows right now. Maybe. The value of the house is not determined by an appraiser. Okay. It's not determined by a realtor. It's not determined by the seller. It's determined by what a buyer is willing to pay and what the market will dictate. That's the value of the house. If this was truly worth $510,000, you know, it's not worth 510. Great. I'm doing my first meeting sub to 101. Perfect. Awesome. Congrats, brother. Buyer. What does that mean? What do you mean, Peggy? So, I mean, really, all you can really do on with a realtor like that, you know, you send a credibility packet, okay, you know, send an LOI, and then you just follow up. You got to put it in your CRM, and then you just follow up. Yep, you're right, Peggy. Yep, the buyer determines the value. Absolutely. Okay. They have no leverage anymore. They have zero leverage. The longer it sits, the less leverage they even have. Okay. So these realtors are so used to the market being so hot the past year and a half, 2 years. And they just hope and pray that someone's going to ask, number one, they think the rates are going to go down, right? Or somebody may fall in love with it and pay full asking. That's just not going to happen. I mean, 149 days. 149 days on market. I mean, this is a beautiful home, guys. I mean, basically a brand new home. What year was it built? Built in 2020. Beautiful home. Oh my gosh. Wait, I mean, huge kitchen. Almost 2,800 square foot, 4 bedroom, 3 full baths. I mean, beautiful home. But I don't care how beautiful it is. If a buyer cannot afford a freaking payment on a $510,000 house, let's figure that out. This is a great way let's figure this out. Yeah, I think they might have dropped it, Peggy. Yep, they dropped it 10,000 on the 14th of March. It's nothing. That's not going to change anything. $10,000, that's going to drop it like $2 a month. Unreal. These guys, man, makes no sense. And I love realtors, by the way. I'm not talking shit about realtors. One of my good friends here is a realtor. There's a lot of good realtors, but and it's not their fault. They're so used to the market being where it's at for 2 years. We've all been used to 3% interest rates for the past 10 years. And really 6% is really not that high. It's actually lower than what my dad bought at his house in the 90s. I think his was like 6.8 something. This is the new standard for a while. Inflation just doesn't magically just disappear or correct quickly. It's a curve. It's a slow curve. Goes up and then it goes down. But how long? When is the top? When is the top? When is the height of inflation? Until inflation goes down continuously, the interest rates are going to stay up. They're going to continually go up and longer. The Fed already said, Jerome Powell, chairman of the Fed, just spoke to Congress 3-4 weeks ago before the last quarter basis point hike that they're going to raise interest higher, faster, and longer than anticipated. This is the Fed chairman, right? The FOMC are the ones that determine if the interest rates are going to go up or down or stay the same. If you're a real estate investor or a realtor, you guys need to know what the Fed does. You need to understand how the Fed affects the monetary policy. Congress affects fiscal policy, right, which is raising taxes and spending. The Fed affects monetary policy, which is the supply of money, right, which is influenced by the Fed fund rate, which that's their tool that they use to increase the interest rates or influence the inflation. They have the ability to raise the Fed fund rate, which is the interest rate that's charged between the large banks. Right? This is banks borrow from each other. I don't know if you guys know that. The bank we are in a fractured banking system, right? So you got to keep money in reserves. Banks got to keep money in reserves. If they don't meet those reserves, they got to borrow. They got to get the money from somewhere, right? So they get it from other banks. They borrow from each other, and then they borrow from the central bank. Well, central bank will lend it out at a certain interest rate, which is called the Fed fund rate. Okay. And then once these banks get that money from the Fed fund rate at right now, it's like 4.75, right? The Fed fund rate is 4.75. So they borrow at 4.75. and they lend that money out at a higher rate. It's called arbitrage. They lend it out at a prime rate, right? Which is historically 2 to 4% over the Fed fund rate. That's how they make their money, from that spread. Okay. So the mortgage interest rates historically, they're not directly tied to the prime rate. Okay. But historically they hover around the prime rate. Okay. This is why, for last 3 or 4 years, or 3 years, since was it 2020, when interest rates were like 2%, 3%. Why do you think it was 2-3%? It's because the Fed fund rate was at zero. It was 0%. The banks were getting free money from the central bank to stimulate the economy. So if the Fed fund rate is zero, prime rate is what? 2 to 4% over the Fed fund rate, which is 2 to 4%. This is why rates were that low for so many years. Well, now the Fed fund rate is at 4.75. This is why rates today are at 6% on average for mortgage rates. I mean, it's very simple. You just gotta understand what the Fed does. And realtors that just think that it's gonna magically go down, that's just because they just don't understand, or they don't want to know. Who knows? Let's see. Delusional. Yeah, and not all of them. Now, it's funny because one of my good friends here, I don't know if he's on, but he's one of my really, really good friends. He's also a realtor. I'm not going to say his name and everything, but I made a post. I think I shared a story that came from Pace Morby regarding the Fed fund right after the Fed raised the interest rate quarter basis point. I made a post about it. Basically shared a story from Pace. I get a call from one of my realtor friends saying that don't drink the juice. He's like, I'm selling real estate all the time here. I'm like, I never said that it's not, you can't sell real estate. Okay. The thing is, there's a bigger place outside of Cabot, Arkansas. There's a lot of properties all around the country. Okay. Especially in areas like Dallas, Atlanta, bigger cities. Okay. More saturated with properties. Okay. That are having a hard time. And this realtor, he made a bet with me. He said that he's like, I'll bet you $100 by the end of the year that interest rates are going to be lower than today. And I was like, I'll take that bet all day long. Who wouldn't take that bet? Anybody here would take that bet? Anybody would take a bet like that? That interest rates by end of the year is going to be lower than today on average interest rates. As soon as you said that, I took that bet. I was like, it's a friendly bet. And even if I win, I'm not gonna take it from him. But it's interesting. The deal maker program with Pace and Airman is partnering deals so to our seller finance less than 5% interest balloon, not less than 7 years, cash flowing and some equity. Why would we give all equity to seller just because low cash flow? Well, so number one, if you got enough room in the deal, in the spread between what you owe on the mortgage and what you could rent it for, I'm absolutely willing to pay all their equity. Okay. Because at the end of the day, as long as the payment going to the seller for their equity is small enough where I can still cash flow per month, I'm absolutely willing to do that. Okay. Now it's a lot tougher. Okay, with a smaller spread, right? Say there's only a $300 cash flow and they have $160,000 in equity, then you have to be a little more creative on that, right? Either a very, very low payment per month for a very long term, right? Or a long balloon. Or maybe like, a one payment per year on it, on the equity. So there's just a lot of different ways to do that. So it's definitely more tougher with already a small small spread in cash flow, and then you have to pay the seller a high equity. I think that's what you're asking. So you just got to work it. Number one, find a deal. Not every deal is going to work, okay? But if you find a deal that's a big spread, and they say they do have a lot of equity, you can work that payment, that spread, and as long as you're cash flowing, you should be fine. Okay, when I graduated, yeah. See, look at that. And, oh my gosh, when I graduated high school in 1981, man, I was born in 1981. Yikes. 18%, huh? Yeah. Yep. Late 70s. Is that Jimmy Carter times? I think so. Yep. Before Reagan. It was the late 70s, I think. Mid 70s, late 70s. Rates were 18%. Yeah. Couldn't even get gas either. I was told. It was a shortage on gas. Can you imagine that now? Oh my gosh. We don't learn from past history. That's for sure. It's the interest rates combined with the high purchase price that makes the 69% not affordable in some areas. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. 120 million percent. That's why the house was sitting there for 150 days. And she thinks she's going to get full asking price for that. Yikes. So when it expires, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go direct to seller. That's what I'm going to do. They don't think about affordability yet, for sure. I'm realtor. Oh, yeah. Awesome, Peggy. Very cool. What market are you in? I love realtors. Like even the realtors are not really experienced. I mean, I honestly, as long as they're open to learning and they have good personality, they can, be great partners. I hate to say they can be trained because I don't like saying that, but they'd be great partners to work with. By teaching them, educating them on creative finance, because not only they can help sellers, right, their clients, but they can also buy properties themselves. How many realtors that you know right now own at least 5 investment properties? Name one realtor that has 5 investment properties right now. If you have any, it's very few. Okay. Realtors are in a great position, in my opinion, to buy property because, especially on creative finance, because the normal thought process of buying or selling home, what do? They find a realtor. So these realtors have access to motivated sellers constantly. They have first dibs. This is why I love work with realtors, because they get the first shot. They get the first opportunity. So, yeah. Which part? All of it or just a little bit of it? remember living in Colorado in about 2001. My aunt telling me her interest rate was 11%. Yeah. It's not unreasonable to think they won't go to 11%. Okay. Again, I don't know about you guys, and you guys maybe need to be more, but you guys need to be metric centric. What I mean by that is you guys need to look at history. We're not psychics, okay? There's no such thing in my opinion as a psychic. The next best thing though is historical data. What does history say? What we're at low unemployment right now, right? You think that's a good thing, right? And it is a good thing. If there's not a lot of unemployment, it means people are working. The downside of that of unemployment, a low unemployment, is that that's hot. Our economy is running at full efficiency or close to full efficiency. Okay, when an economy runs at full efficiency, prices go up. The cost of doing business goes up. That's just how it is. Okay. When a company is at full efficiency, they don't need to hire as many people anymore. When an economy that's full efficiency, inflation goes up. The cost for everything goes up. That's what inflation is. The cost of goods and services go up, and then people can't afford that shit. So it's just a cycle. So when unemployment is low, inflation goes up. Inflation goes up. They got to raise interest rates, right? When interest rates are raised, it kind of curves. It slows down the economy, which raises unemployment again. So the bad thing about inflation, what people are worried about is a recession. People losing their jobs, unemployment. When Reagan was inaugurated. Yikes. Yeah, I read about that. Let's see. Any other questions you guys have? Does anybody want to get on a call? Does anyone want to get on a call here live so we can actually listen to you, practice with some making some agent outreach calls? Anybody want to come in and make those calls? I just made 2 calls there, so I think they're pretty good calls. The first one was really good. And then I say that because the realtor is I built some good rapport with that realtor. And I think I built some decent rapport on the second one. It's just she's kind of I don't know the right word to say. She's, I say oblivious, but she's not aware, of the situation. I think she's just too hopeful that she's going to get what, they want. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with PCS season. PCS season doesn't change interest rates. Okay. There may be more of a demand, but if BH does not cover the mortgage payment, they're going to be coming out of their own pocket to buy that house, this specific house. I mean, it just does not make sense. If you guys don't know, by the way, I don't know how many military guys on here so far. There's like 3 of us here, but so BH is the housing allowance that the military gives military members. It's based off their rank, if they have dependents and all that. So, I gauge, I gauge my what I can get on rents by the BH for that area. because I like to target military folks because historically they can they pay on time, the steady income, but I base it off what their BH is in that area. All right. Well, I don't think I have anybody that volunteered. Are you sure anybody else in here want to practice? Oh, Michigan? Okay, cool. Awesome. Most of them is don't invest. Silly. Yeah. Very, yeah, there's very few realtors that invest. Especially, I mean, I would say less than 1% invest on creative finance or even understand it. What's a unicorn realtor? If I remember right, what that means is like a realtor that's understands give me 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. I was texting my attorney. We're closing that sub 2 deal in not too far from me. So I just had my attorney create my trust documents. Yeah, so I believe the unicorn realtor is someone a realtor that understands creative finance and is willing to find properties for these investors. If I remember right, I think that's what it is. It's just basically a true investor friendly realtor. Could be wrong, but if I had to guess, that's what that means. But there's a great Avatar Zoom video in the vault. Definitely would watch that. Maybe one that caters to investors, but uses the term a lot of things. Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely what that is. Oh yeah. Oh, let's do this. Let me show you guys. Let's do this. This will be fun. Let's calculate what the mortgage payment's going to be. And what I would say is let's figure this out. Let's see what a homeowner would pay at today's rate and what a buyer would have paid maybe 2 years ago. And I'll show you the difference in pricing, how a 3% interest spread change affects buyers. And I'll show it to you. And so, I mean, I normally use a creative financing spreadsheet, but you don't even have to do that. So just go to Bankrate. Very, very simple. And this is a great tool to show other investors and other realtors, sellers, and all that. Bankrate. Oh man. So one of my good friends here, he's a new investor. Um, but his passion is like working a smoke shop, where they sell like vapes and smoking paraphernalia, things like that. And so he was able to negotiate a owner financing deal, a straight seller financing deal on a business in Fayetteville. How freaking cool is that? A brand new guy was able to negotiate a seller financing deal on an existing smoke shop. That lady is going to retire, and she just wants that. She was going to dissolve it if nobody was going to pay that price that she wanted. But this guy, my buddy, was really passionate, built great rapport, and was able to seller finance a deal with that business owner. And now he's gonna have a freaking smoke shop business in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Holy moly! I am so proud of that guy. I'm actually investing as a private money lender too for his business. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of him. I mean, it can. I'm telling you guys, you can do it on anything. You can do it on cars, obviously, which Pace does. You can do it on business, seller financing. He just seller financed a business, or he bought on seller financing. Man, I'm so proud of that guy. How cool is that? And we're gonna create some content about that later. How do you make the agent call if you're going to wholesale deal with the whole credit package aspect? Know your end buyer ahead of time and use theirs. Arnie, how do you make the agent call if you're going to wholesale deal with the whole credibility package aspect? No, use yours. You're the one buying it. You're the one putting it under contract. I mean, I'm buying it. You're the one putting it under contract. So they need your credibility packet. Now you just need to let them know that you're going to sign it. In some states, you have to disclose that, like Arizona, you have to disclose that you're going to wholesale it, right? But you're the one responsible for getting it sold. So it needs to be your credibility packet. This is where wholesalers, the bad ones, are bad, is because they just put it under contract, and they may or may not. They don't really know if it's going to sell. If you don't think you can buy, if you don't have a buyer, or you're not almost 99.9999% almost guaranteed that you're going to sell it, you should not do the deal. This is where the commission comes down and cracks down on wholesalers. This is why there's restrictions in Arizona, because there's probably a lot of bad wholesalers out there putting 30 different properties under contract, knowing full well that maybe only a small percentage of them are going to close. This is why it looks bad. So if number one, so that's if you don't think you can get it sold, don't do it. But if you think you can get it sold, use your credibility packet. You're the one talking to the seller. You're the one putting it under contract initially. Hope that answers your question. And if you're not participating on the deal, how do you tell the agent you're wholesaling? If you're not partnering on the deal, how do you tell the agent? If you're not partnering on the deal, I don't understand that question. If you're not partnering on the deal, how do you tell the agent you're wholesaling? If you're putting this property under contract and your intention is to wholesale it, you need to tell the realtor that you're going to wholesale it. That's just my opinion. In some states, direct you to tell everybody, all parties, that you're going to wholesale it. But for me, just be upfront and honest. I'm gonna put it under contract and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell the contract to somebody else. Are we, as creative finance investors, putting too much importance on getting a low rate under market? Prices go down in relation to higher. If prices go down in relation to higher rates. So now the rates are always great, okay? But the reason why we love the rates so low is because we can cash flow. The mortgage payment is low enough where we can cash flow. Okay. It's not really about the rates. It's about the cash flow. Will some people take a 5.5% interest rate? What if the house is only $100,000? What if it was already 20 years in? And it's not that's not a low rate really. 5.5%. Okay. But what if that specific house, you can get $3,000 on a rental for some reason? Okay. So yes, it's always good. It's a good rule of thumb to get a lower rate. But even if it's a low rate, you might not be able to cash flow. There's some properties that there was a really, really low rate, but the rental market is low. It's a low rate, but the purchase price is so high. So the mortgage payment is still high. And then the rental rates is not really high enough where you're basically breaking even. So to answer your question, I always look at the cash flow. Even if you think it's a higher rate, but what is the cash flow? Like, what is the mortgage payment? What are your expenses? And then what can I rent it for? Or what is my exit strategy? Do I have enough spread that makes me comfortable in doing the deal? There's no right or wrong answer on the type of cash flow you want, as long as you're cash flowing. Or some people, like Pace, he buys some properties that don't even cash flow at all because he wants depreciation on it. Because maybe that area appreciates really high. I don't have a credibility packet. So you need to create one. Okay. Or partner with somebody that has a credibility packet. So Jen, I don't know if you heard the first call today. I don't know if you're listening in. So the realtor was saying she had like 15 calls or something from other investors, probably more than that. She probably just can't count on her fingers how many investors. So what I asked her, I was like, of all those investors, how many people actually sent you a credibility packet? And I was like, not an LOI, a credibility packet. Not one. Now, I'm not saying that's going to get you a deal, okay? But that I think having a good credibility packet that talks not just about your company, but about you personally, it will definitely separate you from other investors. And I thought we built a good rapport that way. And then I also said, what I told her was, if you get another call from another investor, if they don't have a credibility packet, just hang up your phone, because they didn't take the time to give you a credibility packet. They probably never bought any properties. If people that actually have properties and do this long term, they have the time to do a credibility packet. They understand that that's how important that is. So kind of weed out all the, I call them fake investors, or just wholesalers in general. No, we're end buyers. Me personally, I'm an end buyer. I'm buying these properties. I'm not. Yes, I wholesale. I may wholesale it. my first intention is to keep it. So to answer your question, create one or partner with somebody that has credibility packet that has their own, that are willing to maybe even put you on their credibility packet, maybe as an acquisitions manager or something. No creative finance. Don't understand that. What do you mean by that, Jenin? No creative finance. You already answered it. Just tell them you're signing it. Yep. Yep. Gotcha. Yep. Definitely just be upfront and tell them that you're going to sign it. Absolutely. That's me. That's what I would do. The problem is not everybody does that. And then when a deal falls through, they're like, what the frick? You said you put under contract. You know, and then that's where they go to the real estate commission and report your ass. And this is why they put restrictions on investors. So true. It's advertising. Yep. Cool. All right. So let me share my actually. Let me go share my screen here. Okay. So let's. Okay. Can you guys all see that? All right. So let's look at this house that I have up right now. $510,000. Okay. This is bank rate. Just type in Google bank rate mortgage calculator. What I like about this calculator specifically, number one, it's free, but it actually, depending on, if I remember right, depending on the zip code, it actually inputs as a estimate the property taxes and insurance, which is awesome. Okay. So it gives you a good rough idea of what the true mortgage payment is going to be per month. Okay, so we'll go 500. This house is 510,000. Okay, we'll say it is a FHA loan. Actually no, this is a VA. Yeah, we'll say it's a military town. We'll go VA loan, so we'll go 0%. Okay, we'll go 30 years. Okay, I'm just gonna go at 3%. So this is year and a half, 2 years ago. What's the zip code? 80817. Okay, so the monthly payment is 2552. Let me see how close that is to. Should have never X'd out of prop stream. Come on, Ed. Dang it. All right. 10653. So I'm looking to see what the mortgage payment. Let me see how close this calculator is. $1,667. They got a 3.2%. Yeah, so it's pretty. Oh, never mind. They bought it at 383. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay, so 510,000 purchase price. Let's say it's a VA loan, so 0 down, 30 years, 3% interest. So 2552. Let's write that down. 2552 is the mortgage payment at 3%. So let's check it out. What happens when interest rates go to 6%, which is around today's rates? Look at that. 3459. Almost $1,000 more. This is why people can't afford his payment or afford his house, because his payment is $3459, $3,500 a month. This is why this house is sitting, because people can't afford that 35. There may be a demand. This house is beautiful. It's in a great location. It's right near a military base. But BH rates out there are not $3,500 a month. They want to or not. They can't. That the BH. So the only way to do that is someone's gonna have to fall in love with this house. And for 149 days, nobody fell in love with this house yet. That because they're not willing to pay that $3,500 a month. In a year and a half. In a year and a half. No, not even a year and a half. $dollars less. A month less. And it's only going to get worse. So see what happens when it goes to 7%. Oh my gosh. $3,800. 8%. $4,100. God forbid it goes to 9, 10%. Oh man. That's unreal. I could see by the end of the year it goes to 7% interest rates. Yikes. I'm telling you, this is where the market's at. All right. Unless you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna cut it. Cut the call today. Had a couple calls, great questions. Always have fun doing this. I just, while I was at the gym today, I was like, I'm just gonna make some couple phone calls. Kind of felt the energy to, talk with some realtors and answer some of you guys' questions. But if you guys any other questions or regarding creative finance, or if you need some help with making a call, with a realtor or a seller, just hit me up on DM. Or you can call me up at 501-301-4472 as well. So, but unless you guys have any other questions, or does anybody else have a realtor or seller that they want me to talk to? Hey, Colby.
Hello?
Hey, don't tell me the address. I see it. You're on a live call right now.
Okay.
Hey, I'm doing some agent outreach calls with some people. But hey, tell me about this property without telling me the address.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said 2.5 baths, like close to 3,000 square feet.
Oh wait,
it's a
hold
really
up,
nice
Colby.
home.
Colby, let me introduce you real quick. So, who I have on the phone right now is one of my good friends, and also fellow investor. He actually gave me a lead on a property in Jonesboro that we're doing a subject to on, and we should be closing around the 6th of April. Is that right, Colby?
Yeah, if not sooner.
Yeah, not sooner, right? Exactly. Beautiful house, 4-bedroom, right next to, not too far from the campus out there. But this is the kind of realtors you want to work with, realtors that understand creative finance, okay, and is willing to solve a problem, right? They're going to try to sell it traditionally, of course, but if they can't, their backup plan is people like us. And the fact that he's actually buying real estate himself on creative finance, how badass is that? So, anyways, so with that said, go ahead, Colby. My apologies. What were you
No,
saying?
man, you good. I appreciate the introduction. I said that it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath,
Okay.
almost like close to 3,000 square feet, like 29, 22, something like that, whatever.
Okay.
So it's a situation where the seller, 74, 74 years young. That's what I told her. She's 74 years young, not 74 years old.
Okay.
She is behind. She didn't know exactly how much, but her payments are, close to like $2,200 a month.
Ooh, high interest rate or something?
So I don't. We talked to someone about it, but because of her age, she doesn't really remember a whole lot of stuff. And she's gotten paperwork, but she said that she's to the point where she doesn't even the paperwork now, and she just gets overwhelmed thinking about it.
Sure.
And she just feels defeated, and just like any moment, she just waiting on them to come and kick her out of her house and put her out on the street. So,
what kind of income does she have coming in besides Social Security?
that's really about it. So when they bought the house, her and her husband, they were using both of their income so they could afford it. But once he passed away, she wasn't able to pay it, and they did a forbearance and moved everything to the end of the loan, but they didn't change her monthly payment. So she's still in the same situation.
How much? What is the balance on the mortgage?
I think she said it was somewhere around 280 because it's like $350,000 house. Somewhere around there.
Okay, I'm sorry. You broke up. Say again, Colby.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Say that. Say last part again.
I said she owes like probably close to 280, 287, something like that. And I think it's worth probably maybe 350, somewhere around there.
Okay. And do you know how far behind she is?
She says that she thinks she's close to $70,000 behind.
70,000? Yikes!
That's what she said, but I don't know. She, like I said, she gets confused about a lot of it, so she just wants me to come take a look at the paperwork, look at the numbers, and just kind of see what our options are.
I'm telling you right now, if it's $70,000, it's not a good sub-2 deal.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a good sub-2 anyway because of the bank that is with.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say. So if you have that, okay. So say. Now every situation is different. Okay, this is how I would play that. Okay, say that property for some reason is a great cash flowing property, right? But they owe too much. Number one. Okay. Well, we'll say we'll forget that. We'll say they don't even owe that much, but because of that bank. Right? You still want to do a deal, right? But you don't want them to call a note.
Right.
So what I would do is I put it under a land contract.
Okay. So how does that differ from the trust, from the land trust?
Well, number one, I'm telling you, well, don't worry about the trust is just the entity that buys it. Don't worry about the trust.
Right, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you're talking about is a sub-2.
Right.
Okay. The trust, actually putting in a trust. What did Randy say? Did Randy say putting in a trust will trigger it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So what I would probably do is put it under a land contract. So everything stays the same. The homeowner still has the deed. Okay.
Yep.
But you have equitable interest in the property.
Okay.
But you just won't get the tax benefits because you don't own the deed.
Right. Which that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I just want to help her out because
Yeah.
she says that she stays up at night thinking like somebody's gonna come kick her out of the house and she's
Because
gonna be
it is
homeless.
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. And she said the bank told her that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that they're gonna kick her out, and if she has anything there, they're gonna sell everything in her house to try to get what she owes them. And you know, I feel bad for her, man. So I told her whatever I can do to help, I will. And you know, she's aware of the situation, and she may have to get an apartment and do whatever, but she just doesn't want to be forced out. You know, she want to leave on her own terms if she has to.
Is it a USD loan? What type of loan is it?
I think it's just
Conventional.
I think it's conventional, but like I said, when I look at all the paperwork, I don't know more. But her biggest thing was just being able to talk to somebody who could possibly help and give her some answers, because she said everybody she's talked to, nobody's been able to help her.
What's the rents? What do you think it rents for right now?
I mean, honestly, I think probably somewhere around there. So I don't think it would cash flow that good.
Okay.
So probably somewhere around 2,000. I mean, if you're lucky, you may be able to get 2,500. But I feel like it's a stretch really to try to get that much.
How much
with
is
her owing?
How much is her Social Security?
You know. No, I didn't ask her.
Okay. Is that a bird, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm outside.
Oh, okay. I was like, that shit loud as fuck. God damn, is
Yeah,
is it on your shoulder?
Birds, dogs, squirrels. We got the whole thing. Man.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Arkansas.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So I think what are your thoughts, man? What would you like to do?
So I'm thinking.
I kind of know what I need to do, but I want to see what you think.
Yeah. So I'm thinking in this situation, it'd probably be ideal for a short sale.
Why is that? I want you to answer that. Why?
Because
how do you know it's going to qualify?
I mean, we don't know, but what the payments are and what she needs to sell it for to keep the bank from foreclosing on it, I don't see it working out. Especially if in this market, it's best to sell your house if you're using a realtor. That's the best way to get your house sold. For sale by owner really doesn't work. And in this situation, if she was to pay a realtor, which she's tried with 3 different realtors, but they weren't me. But if she was to try to sell it with the realtor, she's gonna have to pay that 5 to 6% commission
plus closing costs,
plus
any other concessions. Yep.
And that's going to put her having to bring a check to closing, which she doesn't have money to do. So, if the bank would be willing to negotiate and say, hey, if we get an offer at this price, we'd sell it at that price. She wouldn't get anything at closing, but then also she's not having to deal with $2,000 mortgage. And the bank doesn't have to deal with, dealing with the asset, because banks aren't in the business of managing houses. They're in the business of making money.
Yes, so, exactly.
And so those are my things. Either if I could list it and get it sold, then, that would be great. But I just know, because of the type of buyer that I'm looking for, and her HVAC just went out.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing for a short sale.
Contract.
That's a good thing for a short sale.
Yeah.
You said it was under contract?
That's why. It was under contract at one point, and when the HVAC went out, the buyer said, "Hey, if you're not gonna replace the HVAC or do that, then we don't want the house."
How much were they buying it for?
I don't even know. I'd have to ask the agent, but you know how agents are.
What about an novation agreement?
I thought about that, but
Like, what if we came in and fixed that when was that buyer? When was that buyer?
I mean, this was maybe a month or two ago. But I think innovation would. I think innovation could work.
What do you
And
think
it
it'll
may
sell for?
actually-
What do you think it'll sell for right now?
I think at least 300. You know, maybe
Is
a little.
it a
bit
good
more.
area? I mean, is a house in a great area?
I think it's in a good area.
I mean,
It's in a good area.
300,000
It's
price
on-
point is a good. That's a very expensive house in Arkansas.
Yeah, it is, and it's in an area where there are other houses that are similar to it, but it's on some land, so it's on almost 2 acres of land,
Oh, nice.
and so I think it's a nice house. I think it'll sell for 300
How much does she
or
want out of
close
it?
to that. She just wants to be able to, if she can't keep the house, have enough money to get her into an apartment and something affordable so that she's not homeless. That's her biggest fear.
So the realtor, she already canceled that realtor's contract.
Yep.
What if we do this? What if we call that realtor and say that are you officially representing her now?
No, I'm not. Nobody's representing her, so we don't have to call their realtor. I reached
No,
out.
no,
to
no,
their
no.
realtor.
The reason. Okay. So yeah. So let's do this. Do you think the seller will know how much they offered?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know she would know.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. So let's do this. Let's call. Let's. Is she available on a call? Like, how do you make contact with her? Just by in person or you over the phone?
I call her over the phone, but sometimes she doesn't answer because she doesn't have service inside her house. She has to step outside.
Can we get her on a call right now?
Possibly.
Yeah. Can you text her and see if she can get on a call? Tell her we have a couple ideas on how to get her out of that. But I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
we won't. Yeah, we won't. Obviously, won't talk about the dress and all that. But this would be great content.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask her how much. Because I think this may be a great novation agreement, bro.
Yeah.
Because if that's all, what else is inside the house that needs work? Anything else?
That was the only thing that she told me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the only thing she told me. That was.
Yeah. So let's get on a call with her and find out.
Okay.
If you're not busy, if you're busy, then don't worry about it. But
No, I mean I can try to reach her.
I'll just I'm gonna go take a pee break. I've been on this
You
call
good,
for
bro.
about 2 hours, so
Okay.
doing some realtor agent. We're doing some agent outreach, and it just happened. And one of my favorite
On a
realtors called me up. Huh?
On a Sunday.
Of course. I got two.
Yeah, that's why
They're in Colorado.
you're the man, dude.
They're in Colorado though. It's all for training though. This is just for practice and all that. I've got some people here that I'm just trying to show them how I make calls with realtors. Dude, you got when it's on the when it's posted, you should watch it, bro. The first one is really good. You'd probably laugh about it. You're like, oh, that's he's like, that's you're I promise you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's a good one. How I basically just, we call it scorched earth method, where I just basically tell the other tell her about other investors that are not credible. And I basically told her, I was like, hey, if you get another investor phone call, because I guess she was getting so many. Like, if you get another investor phone call and they don't provide a credibility packet, don't even talk to them. Just hang up. But what I said, no, but honestly, because I asked, because I was really interested myself. I was like, how many of those investors sent you a credibility packet? Not one.
I know. And look, I'm guilty of that. I don't have a credibility.
Yeah, I'm the only one that does it.
I know. That's why you're fan. That's why I called you.
I'm just saying it because people. I mean, I also sent LOI. They sent LOIs, but they're not credible. Well, here's the thing, right? Because LOI is just talking about really about that property and maybe some references about other properties they bought. For me, I want, this is a long-term relationship, right? With that,
Right.
with that seller, and potentially a long-term relationship with the realtor. What a credibility package shows was the difference between the LOI and that is it talks about you,
Right.
like Arnie Newton. What is Arnie Newton about? What is his company about? What does he do around the community? What does his business model look like? How does he fund properties? Right. And then it also obviously has examples of properties I bought and all that. But they want to know about me
Right.
because they don't know me.
Yeah,
Except for
I know.
that 2 minutes on the phone call, they don't know me. I could be from, another continent, you know? So that's why I really value that, It may not work on that
Makes
deal,
sense.
but, for me as a business owner, I want somebody who does business with me to know about me, Arnie Newton. So that's why, and I know I think I sent you a credibility pack, right? You just got to fill it out.
You do.
Okay.
Yep. I think I got a digital copy too.
Dude, you've got some deals, man. You can put it in your portfolio now, and then use use the same properties that I have on there. It just you just say that these are properties me and my
My partner.
partners have bought. There's nothing you're not lying about it.
Right.
Maybe put your two on the top,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right? But anyways, yeah. If you see if you can make contact, I want to go use the restroom real quick. But I'm gonna stay on the call here. I think if we can get her on a call, that'll be great content.
Okay.
Since we're here,
let me
I
see
got
what
I got a couple people that stayed on here,
Okay.
so I think they would
All
they'd
right.
really
Let me see
enjoy
what I
that.
can find out.
Okay, yeah, just call me back and let me know.
All right, I got you.
All right, brother. Bye. All right, I'm gonna pause it really quick. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Oh, so who's on right now? Hey, Jen. So I got a potential novation agreement for my realtor. Either that or short sale. So hopefully chilling. Yeah, awesome. Love it. This is why I work with realtors are amazing. You find the good ones, the unicorn realtors. They're the ones that give you leads like this. That realtors, we're doing a sub 2 deal. We're closing on the 6th of April. It's going to cash flow as a rental, $600 a month, just as a long-term rental. Do you want to get on, Jen, and make some calls? Why is that? You not confident in it or what? Well, it's also, yeah, you're definitely good with sellers, but you also need to learn how to talk to realtors as well. I was the same way, to be honest. I'm not smooth. You just gotta make mistakes all the time. I just enjoy it. I like. I love knowing that I know the answer. You know, and I know that they can't bullshit me, and I just make it as a game. But you know, not only that. I mean, I like. You know, I like talking real estate, number one, but you know, you're trying to build a relationship. Be honest with you, but you're trying to build a relationship with these realtors. There's a lot of good ones. There's also a lot of realtors that maybe not as experienced, so you have to educate them. I mean, they may not trust you initially, but there may be a point later on down the road where they may need your help. You know, so taking the time, a little bit of time to explain it. You know, sending them the credibility packet, all that stuff. You know, you're just planting a seed. Jen, you're awesome. Thanks for the nice comment on the sub 2 page. You're awesome. Thank you for that. It means a lot. It really does. You know, like I said, that deal that we're working on together, I don't want to make any. I really don't care about making one dime. You know, what I really care about is protecting you. You know, because you know our community is we take care of each other, right? So you got to protect that at all costs. You know, so I've been there. I've been in your shoes. I'm not perfect either, so I make mistakes, but I don't want you to fall into a mistake that I might have fallen in previously. You know, that's the worst feeling is, you know, basically taking on that same problem from the seller or from another buyer. You don't ever want to put yourself in that situation. So I just want to make sure you're protected and then, you know, and then learn from it. You already won by help stopping a foreclosure. Okay. You know, and my recommendation is if it comes to a point where we have to work with that previous buyer, even though he was an asshole or maybe he just doesn't care about the seller. He just cares about himself. But at the end of the day, can he perform? You know, there are a lot of times where you can't. You know, I do business with people I don't like, or I hate their personality. I just don't like them as a person. But it's a good business decision. It may come to that. Hey, Colby.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So she texted me and said, and it keeps going to voicemail. She said, "Let me try calling you." All right. So.
Okay. Just waiting for her to call you.
Yeah. So when she calls me,
Yep. Disconnect me.
Yeah, I'll connect you in.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk to her or whatever.
Okay.
And I'll just tell her, like I said, that you're one of my partners,
Mm-hmm.
and I've told you a little bit about what's going on. But
just tell her I'm a foreclosure specialist.
Yeah. So that's what we both are.
Damn right we are.
Yeah. So,
we stop foreclosures, bro.
That's what we do. Yeah. So
we help people.
That's the goal, and that's what I told her.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do to help.
This is why I love you, man. You know, number one is you're always looking out to take care of that seller, even if it means, taking a smaller percentage on your commission,
or not even getting
commission, to make the deal work.
Because obviously, if they keep their home, then I don't get anything other than the satisfaction of knowing that they were able to keep their home.
Bro, I'm telling you, I got some. We got some plans together, bro. Like when we close this deal, like once we close at the closing table, like I'm gonna hire a videographer, and me and you are gonna do content on that property. We're gonna create content on that because that's gonna be a great story for both of us. I'm gonna have, while it's hot, while she's getting, while it's fresh, she's happy. We're gonna do a content with her as well if she's open to it.
Yeah, I think she would be.
You know what I mean? So this is a great opportunity. This is where I missed this opportunity many years ago on my first deal, right? But then again, I didn't know much about social media.
Right.
I didn't realize the power of social media in our business. But it is what it is. So, but I'm gonna learn from it. Like I said, you don't make the same mistake twice, right? Hopefully. So we got an opportunity. I'm telling you, switch our mindsets. This is a great opportunity to build you and me, on other deals. So, when you have another seller in a similar situation, you say, "Hey, check out my video on YouTube," where and it's going to show the content we're going to make together.
Yeah.
This is exactly with her situation. This is exactly how we got her out of it. You know what I mean? How badass is that content video going to be? So I'm excited, bro. And I already talked to my videographer here, so we're going to do it. So I just want to wait till we close it before, I don't want to take any risk going out there. She's like, "What the hell's going on here? I don't want to do it with you guys no more." So
I got you.
You guys have the relationship, not really me, so I'll leave it at that. But anyways, yeah, so let me know if she calls, and then just when I see your number next, I'll know it's probably with her.
All right, that'll work, bro.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes. Just waiting on that call from a realtor and the seller. Trying to get on the phone calls. It's great. I think it'd be great content for this video. Kind of walking through the situation and maybe see if it's a good fit for maybe a novation agreement or maybe just a short sale. So here we go. Hello.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hold on, I'm gonna connect the calls.
Sharon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Sharon, you here?
Yes.
Hey, Sharon, how are you doing?
Ernie?
I'm doing kind of slow, but I'm doing.
Yeah, at least the weather is nice now.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad of that.
You know, my yard's still full of water.
Yeah, mine's soggy too, and leaves everywhere. I mean, it's just a mess.
Oh my gosh. How long have you lived in a Paragould?
Since 18, November 18.
Okay, it's November 18. Okay. Awesome. Okay. And then you said your husband passed away recently? Or I think Kobe was
He
saying.
passed away April the 17th, 2020.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry
was
to hear
a
that.
shock. I mean, he got sick on a Monday and died on Friday.
Oh, this was out from COVID?
It was COVID, pancreatitis,
Oh,
kidneys
no.
shut down, everything shut down.
I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you doing now though? Are you doing a lot better?
Well, not really. I have a real bad heart. I was born with a real bad heart. And I've had 2 stents put in.
Oh
I
no.
think they want to do at least 2 more surgeries, maybe 3.
Oh my
to try
gosh.
to keep me going.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, sometimes I get so lonely, and with everything that's going on, I just get the feeling like, oh heck, why don't God just take me? I mean, it's too lonely, and I've got so much trouble with this stupid bank, and I'm just tired. I'm just getting tired.
What about your you have any children?
2 boys. One lives in Vegas, and one lives in Little Rock.
Oh nice. What do they do?
Well, the youngest put in 21 years in the Air Force.
Oh, very
He's
cool.
married and got he's married and got 2 kids. And the oldest
What's his name?
put in 4 years in the Army, and he's never been married. He gave up. He said he couldn't find a good woman.
Oh wow. Oh man, it's very difficult nowadays to get a good woman though, right?
Yeah, every time he would think he had a real good one, well, he even had one in the service that he fell in love with. And when he would have to be out on in the field or whatever they call it, she would be cheating on him. And finally,
no.
the other guys told him, said, "When you're gone, she's cheating on you." So that broke his heart. And when he got out, he dated some more, and he worked on an oil rig out in the ocean, you know. And every time he'd be gone, they would cheat on him. And he said, "You know what, Mom? I'm done." He said, "I'm going to have my 2 dogs, and I'm done."
And sometimes that's okay though. There's nothing wrong with that.
It was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sad when he came and asked me. He said, "Mom, where's all the good women?" I said, "Baby, I don't know. I have no idea."
What is the son that's in Air Force? What's his name?
Shane.
Shane. How old is Shane?
Shane just turned 50 in December.
Okay, so he's not too. No, he's close to my age. I'm 42. I also did Air Force. Yeah, I did Air Force myself. I retired Air Force.
Oh, yeah. He did. He put in 21 years, and he decided to give it up.
What about your son in the Army? What's his name?
His name is Keith.
Keith. Okay. How old is he? Is he the younger?
He is 54.
Okay, so he's the oldest son. Okay. You guys didn't want to try for any daughters, huh? You just stopped that too and said, done with that?
When I had even when I had the first one, they really didn't want me to have any more. I died on the table. And then
Lord.
I wanted one more. And so I wanted 2 boys, and so God gave me the 2 boys.
Yeah.
But I died on the table having Shane, and they liked and brought me back. So
wow.
they said, "You can't do it no more."
Can I ask you something?
I probably tried for.
Hey Sharon,
Yes.
Can I ask you something? So like, I always hear stories of people like that died on like did you feel any kind of like out of body experience or anything like that? Did you experience anything spiritual when you passed?
Yes, I went to heaven
Really?
when I died. Had an aneurysm in my brain in '84,
Wow.
and oh boy, that was something else. And they took me to Jonesboro, and they X-rayed it and all that, and they said it's about to explode, and said, "No, we don't have one doctor here. They're all on vacation to do anything." So they sent me to Memphis, and in an ambulance. And my husband said, "My gosh, they had to take ditches and everything because they was wrecks everywhere."
Wow.
And when they got me in the ER, I died on the table.
Wow.
And I went to the most, oh man, the blessed place. It was just like going through a tunnel, kind of like looking up at the clouds right now. And it was bright, and I was just floating along, and I wasn't hurting. I thought, boy, I really like this. And I looked down, I could see the doctors and nurses working on me, and I
Oh
could
my
hear them
gosh.
saying, I can't get a pulse. I can't get it. Come on, guys, work
Hey,
harder. And so I thought, no, don't work harder. I'm okay. I'm right here.
Oh my! Can I tell?
I kept
Hey
going
Sharon, can I tell you a story my
Yeah.
brother told me? It's
Did
a
I-
very.
what?
Can I tell you a story my younger brother told me? It's a very similar situation.
Yeah,
So-
I love those stories.
So my little brother, his name is Patrick, and so we were raised Catholic, and so he went to
Yeah.
a Catholic college, and so part of you do once a year you do a trip overseas. So they went as a group. It's a very very small Catholic college. They went as a group to Italy, right? And so what they do is they don't make it. They don't have any money, right? The way they make money is they entertain people in these different towns, like juggling or some type of like, whatever kind of thing they do. That's how they raise money for food. So they travel around these different small little communities, right, in Italy. Well, anyways, so my brother's allergic to nuts. Okay, so he's highly allergic to nuts and seafood. Well, he went to go eat this sandwich at this really small, very very small town, and he got into was it what do you call that? A shock, where your body just basically shuts down. You can't breathe.
Yes.
I forgot what the term is, but anyway, so that's what happened to my brother. He said, and he had an EpiPen with luck. He had an EpiPen with him in his pocket. So what happened was, he passed out, right? And he said he floated to the top of the ceiling, and he can see his buddies trying to. You can see his buddies trying to inject him with that EpiPen, but it was on the wrong side. It was flipped, so they weren't doing it right. And so he said he went back to his body just so he can tell them to flip it around. And so, but very similar. He saw his body, and he saw everybody working around him. He was just floating there.
Yeah.
But the only reason why he came back is he was trying to tell them to put the EpiPen the right way. So that's interesting. That's I guess so. I guess it is true then.
Yeah, it is. I didn't want to go back, and I got almost to the end, and it was so beautiful, and it was so relaxing.
Wow.
I mean, there's no pain. You're just like, oh boy.
So did you
know?
talk? Did you talk to
And-
anybody while you're up there, or just?
Yeah, I talked to God. Yeah, I talked to God. Me and him argued.
And so what did he say? Like, it's not your time or something, or what?
Yeah, he said, Sharon, stop. And so I stopped, and I said, why? He thought, well, he's hateful. I said, well, you can't come in right now. I said, why not? I'm this for. He said, because it's not your time. I said, yes, it is. I'm already here. He said, yeah, sure, it's not your time.
Wow.
I said, well, I don't want to go back down there. I said, because it's really hurting down there, and I can't take it anymore. He said, I understand. But he said, you're here for a reason. And I said, what reason? He said, I got something I want to tell you. I said, what's that? He said, I got something I want you to do for me. I said, you want me to do something for you? You're God and I'm nobody. He said, yes, you are. You're my child. I said, what am I supposed to do for you? He said, you talk to me. You see what happened. Now, I want you to go back. And
Wow.
you'll go back into your body. It's going to hurt for a few minutes, but then you're not going to remember the hurt no more. I said,
Wow.
but I don't want to go back. And he said, well, you got to. He said, you got to do this for me. I said, okay, tell me what I got to do. He said, when you get around people, I want you to tell them what you experienced. I said, they might think I'm crazy. He said, yes, some will, some won't. I said, well, you know, when you walked the earth, remember how you were crazy? He said, yes, I remember. And he said that it'll happen to you too, but there's going to be worse. I said, oh, Lord.
Oh,
I said,
man.
all right. I said, all right. I said, I really don't want to go back. Please just take me in. He said, no, you got to do this for me.
Wow.
So, sure enough, I went back in. Oh, it hurt for just a second, just like he said. And I heard him say, got her, we got her. So, they wanted to do surgery. Well, my mother had died of an aneurysm. And I had told my husband, I said, if I ever have one of these things, don't let them operate on me. I said, well, she was like a 2-year-old. You know, they took out part of her brain, so she was like a 2-year-old child. I said, don't ever let them do that to me. I said, just let me go. Well, they wanted to operate. Well, God had done told me I was going to live. And I was listening to this. They think when you're unconscious or in a coma type, you can't hear. And I was listening to this. I thought, no, don't let him operate on me. God done told me I'm going to live. I got some stuff I got to do for him. So my husband said, nope. She done told me if that ever happened, she didn't want to be operated on.
Wow.
And they said, well, you're going to take her home to die. He said, then I'll take her home to die. Well, I could hear him, and I couldn't say nothing, but I kept trying, and in my brain, I was saying, no, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. I'm going to die, and I'm going to come back.
Wow.
And so it took me about 3 months. And God said, he said, it's going to take you a little while to build back up, but this is how I want it. So it took me like 33 months, and I got stronger and stronger, and I got where I could open packages. It was at Christmas time, and got where I could handle a spoon and everything. And I kept thinking, where did I go? And it kept coming back and coming back. And I told my husband, he said, you went where? I said, I heard everything. I said, I kept trying to tell you, no, don't cut me up, and I'm going to be fine. God done told me. And so I'm here today.
That's awesome. What was your husband's name?
And I remember it. It was a beautiful experience.
What was your husband's name, Sharon?
Let me tell you another. It was what?
What is your husband's name?
Ron.
Ron.
It was Ronald Perkins.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you another little experience. This one will really shock you. I took care of my husband's mother. She was an invalid and bedfast, and I was an EMT and medical assistant back then. And so I took care of her. My husband said, well, let me take you down here and at Walgreens, let's get Christmas paper and get okay. To me. I'm sure if Kobe said, Kobe, don't take this throne.
Hey, Sharon.
Yes.
Hey, Sharon. I think there's really bad reception.
Okay.
So it's better now. Okay.
Now.
Okay, there you go. It's perfect.
Well,
it's better.
I have to get in a certain spot.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. I literally missed the last like 30 seconds because of the really bad reception.
Well, I wanted, if Kobe's still there, I don't want him to take this the wrong way because it's a beautiful story.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The little guy walked up, and he was short, a little bit shorter than me. And I thought, well, he's kind of smells drunk, but he don't act drunk. And he was dressed poorly. And I turned around and looked at him, and he walked right up to me, and he said, "How you doing?" He said, "I think you're sad." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You've got a lot of burden on you, don't you?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I know that." He said, "I know you." I said, "Sir, I don't think so. I don't know you." He said, "Yeah, you know me. You've talked to me before. You've talked to me lots of times." And I said, "Boy, I just can't remember. I'm so sorry." He said, "Don't be sorry. You'll remember." And he just said, "Where's your husband?" I said, "He's around here somewhere." And he said, "Well, I got something I want him to know." I said, "Okay." He said, "You tell him that I said he's got one of the best women that's ever been born. Heart of gold, special. And he is a very, very good, like a happy man. He's found you." And I thought, okay. And so I said, "Okay." And he said, "There's something else I want to ask you." I said, "Okay." He said, "You still don't remember me?" And I said, No, sir." He said, he pulled up his sleeve from his coat, and he spread the thumb and the first finger. He said, "You see this?" I said, "A fish." He said, "Remember seeing it?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "You might not remember right now, but you will remember." And I thought, "A fish." And his skin was, you wouldn't call it black. It's like I was telling Colby earlier, I call blacks when I think I love their skin. I'll call them brown sugar. Colby, don't take that the wrong way.
Oh, I call him brown sugar all the time. Don't feel bad. Because he is made of sugar.
But, his skin was like somebody that had walked and walked and walked. Like I lived in Vegas, and it looked like somebody had just been in the desert forever and ever, and their skin was beginning to get thicker and not as
like calloused.
Yeah. And I thought, he looks different. And I said, about that time my husband came around the corner, and I said, "There's my husband. You could tell him." And he walked straight by my husband, didn't even look at him, just like he went through him. And I thought, well, that was nobody come through here. And Ron looked at me. He said, "Are you sure you talked to somebody?" I said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "You remember, Ron, when I laid out in the sun back in the summer, and I looked up at the clouds, and this big voice told me to open my eyes?" And I said, "I can't open my eyes. Too bright." He said, "No, it's not. Open your eyes and look up. I got something I want you to see." I opened my eyes, and they were sun, but it didn't hurt. He said, "Now you just keep watching the clouds." And I saw the most beautiful thing I ever saw in my life. Angels was everywhere, and they was making the signs that's in the Bible, and one of them was a fish.
Wow.
And he said, "Now tell me what you're seeing." And I would say, "Fish, I named off everything that was in the Bible. And
Hey, Sharon, you still there? I think we lost Sharon.
Yeah, I think so. Let me try and call. Yeah, she didn't answer. And like I said, she got terrible service at her house.
Oh, she had bad service. Okay.
That's why she want me to just come out there, but I mean, I can go probably tomorrow or either Tuesday.
Okay.
Depending on how things go, or whatever.
And we get when I ask questions like that, it sometimes the stories keep going. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to build some rapport there, and I definitely will like interacting with them. But some older folks like that, they like to they have great stories, to be honest with you, right? But they can be kind of winded.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But anyways,
Right,
yeah.
I know she's a talker.
Yeah. So what I would probably do is just. What's that?
Hold on. Hey, Miss Sharon.
Hello.
Miss Sharon, can you hear me?
Sharon. Hello. Hello. Sharon. So yeah, that story took a little bit longer than I thought was going to be. Hello?
All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Sharon, you there?
Sharon, you?
yeah, my phone is crazy. I told Colby earlier, I said, you have to play tag with my phone. I have to talk outside. It won't work inside, and outside I have to get in a spot.
You know what? So I don't want to try to cut the story short, but I'm worried about the reception going out. So
Yeah,
let's
it gets crazy.
But what's funny is just from when we started the conversation to now, your spirit is up. I can feel it.
Oh yeah. After I talked to Colby, he gave me. I think God went through him, and Colby went through me, and give me a. So thank you, Colby.
I tell you, so Colby, we helped. We're actually helping a seller right now out of foreclosure. Very similar situation right now, and Colby reached out to me, and we were able to stop it.
Oh, praise God!
I know, right? So I think sometimes we gotta get lucky, right? But let's talk about
God told me he would tell me who to tell the story to, and I told it to Colby. So God told me to tell it, so I did.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to do everything I can. I can't promise you anything, Sharon. What I can do promise is I'm going to do everything I can to help you out. Okay.
I know. I'm not. I don't want y'all to promise anything because I know how this world is. But
you have a good chance. But you have a good shot with us, though. I promise you that. Your chances are a lot better with me and Colby working it.
That sounds great, and I think God really sent Colby to my door today, because you talk about down. Down, that wasn't even the correct word. I was to the point I didn't even want to live. I mean, I've really had a hard time and really depressed.
Well, I tell you what,
Stressed to the max.
I understand, and we're all gonna have to deal with it one day, one day, right? Every single one of us. Okay, no one gets.
Every single one.
Yeah, we're not getting any younger. Okay.
No.
But let me just tell you
No.
this, and then we'll talk about the property if that's okay. Let me just say this. I mean,
Okay.
you raised, Keith,
Yes.
right? They're great boys. Both served the military. It looks like you and your husband had a great marriage. So
Yes.
just hold on to those good memories. That's all I can say. I don't know your situation, but they're looks like one got a family, right? One is living with their
Yes.
dogs, and that's nothing wrong with that either, right? But so
She's got 2 good dogs.
but it sounds like you did everything that you're supposed to do, right? And this is just part of life.
I did my best.
Yeah. And so this is another bump in the road, okay? But knowing you're gonna push through it, right? And you're gonna definitely need some help, but that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. We're gonna help you out of this.
I need you educated guys that went, to college and done all this stuff.
Well, I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. I'm good at real estate. I joined the military because I wasn't book smart in high school. Because I was like any young boys, I was out there partying and drinking and right. Boys will be boys sometimes.
Oh well, I know. Yeah, I know all about that stuff.
I had to grow up a little bit later. It took the military to grow me up, and a good wife. My wife kind of forced me
I
to
had
be.
to grow up fast.
Yeah.
Because I told you a while ago I lost my mother when I was 17. So
Oh my God.
I basically, raised myself. So then that's why I got into wanting to be in medical. So that's why I got into being an EMT in medical assistant.
Wow.
Because I like to help people, and I graduated both EMT and assistant. I graduated.
Wow.
So I give that to God because He directed me.
That's a very reputable position and job, and I'm sure you'll probably never get many of the thank yous you'll never get, right? But imagine all the people you helped out and you saved, right? And you provide a lot of assistance to a lot of people throughout your life. So
yeah.
I know you're down. You may feel like you're down right now, but just just look back and just think of all the positive things that you did for everybody.
Yeah, God gave me I was not a smart person in school. I hated school, but it's medical. I love it. I mean,
It's your
God
passion.
gave me that gift.
It's your passion. Just like real estate is my passion. The medical field is your passion. Everybody has their own passions in life. So
He gave everybody something to be good at.
Yeah.
But some people don't ever try to even find it.
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
very
even.
sad.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the property. Let's I don't want to. I'm worried about cutting out again. Because I am in Cabot, Arkansas. It's not the greatest area here myself. So but yeah. So let's talk about the property. So he kind of told a little bit about what's going on. So so number one, let's just start from. I got a couple questions, if you don't mind just answering them, so I can kind of figure it out exactly here. How much? Number one, do you know if there's an auction date currently on it?
Yeah, well, they keep saying, or everybody that's seen it up there in the courthouse said they got it for the 30th, and I talked
30th of April or May?
March.
Oh, 30th of March. Okay.
Yeah, and I talked to them. I think I talked to them Thursday or Friday, one of those days. Heck, my days all run together.
Okay.
And they're going to send me out some more of that paperwork for loss and mitigation. And that guy said, well, you're already in loss and mitigation. He said, we sent you some paperwork to send us in some more stuff. I said, yeah, I got that. And he said, well, as far as I know, that's been canceled. And I thought, I wish somebody would get their stuff straight.
Okay.
They keep me upset and scared.
Well, can we do this? What is your bank? What's the name of the bank?
Flagstar.
Flagstar. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do this. So tomorrow morning, okay. I'd like to make a
Uh-huh.
call with them, with all three of us together, with the bank,
Okay.
and I'm gonna, you're gonna give us third-party authorization to talk on your behalf for just for that phone call, and I'm gonna ask them those questions. I'm gonna see what we can do to save your home.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Sounds
always the
good to me.
plan. Instead of trying to figure out exactly, I'm gonna go right to the source tomorrow morning. Is that okay?
That's great.
Okay, what time do you
That's
think?
really great.
Can we do like 0900, 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Hey, Kobe, is that good or what? Is that going to conflict with your schedule?
No, that should be fine.
Okay, yeah. So 0900 tomorrow, we'll find out exactly
Now,
what.
Kobe, just remember my phone. You found out a while ago. When you call it, it goes into voicemail, and then I can get it out of voicemail, and it goes right back in. So a phone tag probably. I may have to call Kobe, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
Like we just did.
Yeah, whatever you got to do. I do have one
That's
other
fine, too.
question, Sharon. Is
Okay.
so when you had it under contract, right? Before a couple months
Uh-huh.
ago, what was the agreed price?
$259.99.
So
But she had it marked down to $245, and I mean that. And the people that wanted it, they made a bid on it because they thought somebody else was going to do it, and they said, "No, we'll give her the $359.99." But still, yet the way that came out, I wasn't going to get anything, and I mean, I was just going to be walking off, giving my house away.
So you said 359, 359 or 259?
Mm-hmm.
359. Okay, so somebody put an offer for 359.
Yeah, it was already sold, but like I told Kobe, about the time they bought it, and this is so strange, my AC unit went out, and it was working fine, and all of a sudden it quit. So I sat here all winter with no heat. I sat in my bedroom with a little heater, and people knew I did not have no heat, and nobody offered to help me.
Oh no.
At my age and my heart problem,
Oh no.
and I got so sick. I was laying in bed. I think I had pneumonia. Even though I had the shots, I still got pneumonia.
Oh my God.
And nobody offered to help. And
no.
I got a little Yorkie, and I told his name is Mickey, and I said, "Mickey, I think Mama's going to die." And I said, "I hope somebody will remember to come by and check and at least save you." And I fought hard, really hard, because Mickey is the one that has saved me, him and God. Mickey will soon be 14 years old, and he acts like he's 6 months old. And God has done that for me. He's kept Mickey young to make me live, make me hang in, because nobody would take Mickey. They'd probably kill him, and I don't want to lose Mickey. Mickey is my rock. And I thank God every day, I said, "God, thank you for keeping him young, keeping him with me. He's what's making me go."
Wow. How much how much do you think what is left on the mortgage, Sharon? What do you think?
Okay. I think I've got it on my phone. If my phone didn't erase it, I think I can find it and give it to y'all. But I think when
just an estimate.
Have you heard of that Wilson and Wilson group in Little Rock?
Yep.
Okay, they're the ones that does whatever they.
Yeah, they're trustees. Yep. Yep.
And I think they put on there that it was actually $284. Like I told Kobe, it was $284,280 something and some, but.
You got 70,000 in arrears, or is that including arrears?
Yeah, it said it was like 70,000.
Okay, so the 284 will pay off everything. So 284 will pay off everything.
I don't understand any of it.
Yeah. So we'll find that out tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll get those documents, and then we'll also ask the bank tomorrow as well. I'm just
See,
curious.
it was like when I told Kobe when they had me on that forbearance, they didn't even tell me what it was. Boy,
Yeah, it can be very
had
confusing.
everything on the back. It's when I found out what it was, that was a big shock to me. It just really brought me down to nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be, so let's do this. So tomorrow we'll make a call and I'll find out exactly what's going on. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So don't stress about it
'Cause
tonight.
I don't know.
Yeah. And like I said, me neither. So I do this all the time. So tomorrow we'll talk to the rep at the bank and figure out exactly the situation and if you have any options to save the home. Okay.
All I know, sir, is they told me when they took the home that I had to get out, and I told Kobe this, that I just would have to walk. I said, what? They said, we're going to take your cars, your clothes, jewelry.
The bank told you that?
And our bank. And said, we'll take everything you've got and make up for the fact that we don't get enough. And I said, they said, whatever clothes you got on, you start walking.
The bank told you that? The bank told you that, or the Wilson group told you that?
No, the bank, Flagstar Bank. One of those persons that works in there. There's a whole slew of them, and I've talked to I think every one of them, and I've had 2 or 3 to tell me the same thing. And I said, "You mean I've got to have nothing?" I said, "That's right." They said the sheriff will come out and tell you that day to get out. If somebody at the auction gets it, the sheriff will come out and tell you to get out right then. You'll have to give your keys to him. You can't take nothing with you. Everything, the locks will be changed on the house. And there's a big shed down by the highway. It's, like a big unit. And he said, that will be changed. You can't get nothing out of there. I said, well, where am I supposed to go? They said, yeah, wherever you go. You just start walking. I said, down a highway? They said, yep, down a highway.
All right. Well, tomorrow.
I said,
I'll tell you this. So tomorrow, they're not gonna talk to you tomorrow. They're gonna talk to me, and good luck if they try to tell me that shit.
And I've been so scared. And I said, well, just like I told Kobe, I wouldn't last. I wouldn't even last one night in this town. Somebody will kill me. And I told them that, and they said, well, basically that wasn't their problem. I said, but I had this house up twice for sale, and y'all told me to take the sign down, and I wanted to know why I couldn't sell it. And I said, y'all told me that you wanted me to stay in the house because I was taking care of it, and y'all didn't want the house because you had too many houses, and y'all wanted me to stay in here because of my age and my health, and just keep it up like you're doing. And I said, now you're telling me a different story?
Do you know why they're telling you that?
No.
The reason why they're doing that because they'd rather have you in there than the house being vacant and not being cleaned up. Because they know it's going to auction.
Gosh.
That's why they're doing that. They'd rather you be there so when it does happen, when the auction does come, that there's no possible scenario where squatters can come in. So they're doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of shady, but they think it sounds like they're telling you as a favor. They're doing that as a favor to you, but in reality, that's really for them. That's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
It's been a long haul.
Yeah, but let's do this. So tomorrow morning at 9, we'll make that call. Okay. Okay. So get some sleep,
All right.
and then tomorrow, I'll just wait on Colby's call and you guys, and then we'll just. If you don't mind, they'll make sure you get the loan number on hand, right?
Yeah.
And then
I pretty much know that by heart.
Awesome. Well, Sharon, it was great talking to you today. But we'll re-engage tomorrow at 0900. Okay.
I feel like I have known you two all my life.
I appreciate that, Sharon.
I know that's the man upstairs working.
I love it. I want to.
Y'all
You're a
are-
military family. I'm military. I want to do my best to help. I can't promise, but I promise you, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you out. Okay.
I really appreciate that because nobody else has cared. It was,
Well,
this all they'll say is, nope, you'll just do what the bank says. And I said, oh, great.
I'm
will.
a little more motivated the fact that your sons are military, and so I'm gonna do everything I can to help you out. I just want you to know I can't promise anything, but I will fight with you till the very end. So that's all I can do.
My 2 boys is the same way. And I don't know if this will bother y'all, but I do have Indian in me, American Indian.
You're a fighter.
Part Blackfoot and Cheyenne. Some people don't like that.
Well,
They don't like it.
Well, I'm Asian myself, so.
Oh my gosh, my daughter-in-law is Filipina.
Yep, that's me.
And,
Yep, I'm Filipino.
Gosh almighty. And she had a little girl before she got married, and the guy that got her pregnant didn't want the baby. He wanted her to get rid of it. And she said no, because she's Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, no, I'm not. And so he left her, and he's Colombian, and she's Filipino. So my little granddaughter is.
Oh, I bet she's pretty.
Colombian and Filipino.
I bet she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
I bet she is beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
And then I have the other one that's half Filipina, and she's Shane's little girl, so she's
Very cool.
half American. So.
Very, very nice. I would love them. I would love to meet them one of these days.
Oh, there's something else.
But yeah, so let's continue the conversation tomorrow. But I'll talk to you on 0900 tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, Sharon.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Colby. Appreciate it, brother.
You too.
No
Bye-bye.
problem.
Thanks, Colby.
Bye.
Thank you, Colby.
What's your plan? So we have to go talk to the bank tomorrow. Man, it seems like I'm getting all these auction dates that are like within a week. My gosh, you guys are testing me. I've got a good track record so far, but man, I wish I would get these leads like 30 days out. Makes it easier for me, but yikes. Hey, Colby.
Yeah, man, my bad.
No, you're good. Man, I wish. Man, it seems like I'm getting all these leads with like auction dates within a week.
I think this one is going to be pushed back because the paperwork says March the 30th, but then the other date, well, the date on the actual website is in May. So I think they're going to postpone it.
Okay, good.
Because it was, like I said, it was under contract with an agent. So I think that they were expecting it to be closing around this time. So they pushed it back.
Okay.
But tomorrow when we talk to them, we can figure out exactly.
Hey, how much do you think we can get for it? You think? I don't know if you haven't really looked inside it, but say we fix the HVAC, right? And we get it cleaned up and all that, right? Make it look good.
I mean, from what she's saying, if she had it under contract for $350, I mean.
Well, that was 2 months ago, though.
Yeah, I'm saying I think it probably still was still around the same thing.
You think so? Is it because of the area? Because the location of the house?
Yeah, I think so because of that and the land.
Yeah. So you said the balance is, she said 284. Is that right? I mean, we'll find out tomorrow morning, but
she said 285.
Yeah. So is that including the arrears?
Put it on PropStream.
Is that including arrears?
70, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. She's telling me the same thing she told you as far as she got to pay 70,000. I think the 70,000 is the reinstatement, but I don't know why it would be that high. Yeah, if she hadn't made a payment in, which is probably 2 years, because 2 years at 2,200, that's not 70,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even with fees and all that, it still shouldn't be that high. So I don't know.
So what I'm thinking is tomorrow, say there's an auction date of May, right? What I would like to do is I'd like to go out there and look at it myself. After, we got to figure out exactly what's owed. because I mean, there's a potential if it's only the HVAC and some minor repairs, maybe we can get it for around 10 grand, 10,000 repairs.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I have to go look, but so 284, 295, 300. I mean, it's not a huge, won't be a huge profit. If we sold for 350, what is the, let me do a calculation right quick. Give me a second, Colby.
That's like 20-something thousand.
Yeah.
Like,
What'd you go base up
that's what
7%?
I was looking at.
Yes. So about $25,000 worth of closing costs and commissions on the back end.
Yeah, that's what I.
So 25,000 in profit. That's only if we sell it for 350. What I'm worried about is because the rates went up a little bit past, our house is still selling for around 350 around there. That's where that's where I need you to kind of get those numbers if you could. See what houses in that price point, how long on market are they? If you could help me out with that so we can kind of get a better evaluation tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Okay. But yeah, so tomorrow let's just one step at a time. We'll figure out what the numbers look like with the bank, see what the auction date is, and then we'll reevaluate. Get a game plan tomorrow. But Novation is definitely in play, and also a short sale. Right now, just if it's really 70,000 in in arrears plus rehab, because there's 10 grand for rehab, 15 grand for rehab. This just doesn't make sense to do a sub 2 deal. So maybe Novation and definitely a short sale for sure. Okay.
All right, man.
Sound good. I'll talk to you tomorrow on 900. Thanks again, Colby. All right, brother. All right, man. Bye. All right, Jen. Have a good night. Thanks for staying on for 3 hours or so. Appreciate that. All right, guys. I'm actually gonna head out myself. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, learned something. If you have any questions, just DM me or give me a call. 501. Let me take off my take this off. Yeah, so call me at 501-301-4472. Add me on Instagram at Arnie_Newton. Let me know if you have any realtors you want me to talk to, or if any sellers that you need help, trying to help them out through help them out of a foreclosure. See if there's maybe a deal there. Maybe you can, do maybe you can wholesale it. Maybe there's a sub 2 deal, some type of creative financing or a short sale, wherever. So just give me a call, text if you need any help. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hey, see you later, Rich. Thanks for staying on.